My name is Gabby Salinas. I graduated from CBU in 2011 with a BS in biochemistry. I work at St. Jude as a graduate student in the Department of Chemical Biology and Therapeutics. I was a patient at St. Jude when I was 7, 15, and 19. So I saw science at work, and I would always ask, well, how does it work? Why are you taking my blood? Why do we have to do scans? I'm sure I annoyed all of them very much because I had that curiosity of a child, which I think is a lot of what drives scientists. It's that curiosity, why? I got diagnosed with cancer my senior year of high school, so I had to stay in Memphis. That was my compromise with my doctors, was that I could start college, but I had to stay in Memphis. I picked CBU because it had a strong engineering department, and I was very interested in engineering, and it had a strong science department, and I also had a very big interest in science. I came from St. Agnes Academy, and we were very much instilled with the Dominican tradition, and there's a lot of similarity between the Dominican tradition and the Lasallian tradition, and you see that from the moment you step into the campus. You enter to learn and you leave to serve. And that was something that resonated with me and what I want to do with my life. I want to use what I've learned at CBU and my skills to be able to serve in the best way that I can. And for me, I have found that in science. And the Lasallian tradition, I think, challenges you to do that. And CBU definitely challenges you to do that. I remember at graduation, we had a service pin, and they asked you to use what you have learned to serve your community. I don't know if I've accomplished that, but I've tried. CBU and I share a common view on being a well-rounded person. And for me, it was very important to take classes outside of the School of Sciences. So I took a lot of classes in the School of Arts. And one of my favorite professors was Dr. Holmes. I had her for feminist theology, and I didn't have the requirements to take that class. And I met with her, and she was like, well, you're really interested, and I can see your passion in the subject. Let's see what we can do. And she was able to get me into the class to learn how women go through the world differently than men, and why women have faced different challenges because of various reasons, was something that I was able to explore at CBU. And to me, it really made a difference because I come from a profession that is very male dominated. And why is that? And how can we change that? I've had friends from not only my years at CBU, but from other years. Jennifer Perry is one of my closest friends, and she is one of the reasons why I joined the National Alumni Board. I think it's important for alums to give back to a community that they were a part of, and that has had such a big impact on shaping us in our professional life and in our personal lives, because CBU is a campus that has so much going on all the time. If you go there is some organization that you were a part of, then you wouldn't have had access to that if you weren't at CBU. So I think it's important for us to give back so that other people in our community younger than us can have access to those clubs and those organizations and those career opportunities. I would like the future of CBU to pull from its past of being a university that looks like Memphis and that invests in Memphis. A lot of our programs have been there for such a long time. Our history is 140 years plus. We have to draw from that and also move into the future in a competitive manner. And I think that the leadership that we have in place has that in mind. And you can see that from the decisions that are being made, from the buildings that are going up, from the programs that are being opened. We have, a PA program. That wasn't there when I was there. And I think those are things that keep us competitive in a city that is very much a medical city. I love science. I love the challenge of it. I love learning what makes a parasite so infectious. Why can it go from, an animal to a human and back to an animal? But that doesn't have any meaning if you don't pair it with, that's the number one infection kids die of. That gives meaning to the research that I do here. And without that, I could be the best scientist in the world, and it wouldn't mean anything.